Greetings out there. Guess what I'm celebrating, people?
Is it your Merry Christmas Kwanzaa?
No, it's our crappy set.
Yes, it is our crappy set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reality Rant Vidcast. And yes, if you can tell by the hat, it's Thanksgiving.
How the hell have we been doing this for a year?
I honestly have no idea, but thank you to all of our loyal listeners and now hopefully watchers.
Yep.
As you get the opportunity to actually see us in person. Eric Pierce here from GameShowNewsNet.com, alongside Bill Hammond from Reality News Online. And folks,
they now have faces to match with the voices that they're fantasizing to while they listen.
Which
to
means
us.
the FBI can now put those mugshots on the 10 most wanted list. But
My birth name is Julian Assange.
Julian Assange.
Yes.
Where'd you come up with that one?
WikiLeaks.
Yep, figures as much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to it. The reason that we're coming to you in video is because, frankly, there's only so much ranting that you can do in audio. Now, don't worry, you can still listen to the Reality Rant podcast. However, be forewarned that when certain things happen in the world of reality TV, we are going to come here on video to talk about it. And at Game Show Newsnet, we have a little phrase, and it's called Survivor equals the suck.
Yep.
Bill, why the hell would we possibly have that phrase?
Because you have very poor grammar.
Well, absolutely have poor grammar, but at the same time, there was a teaser, there was a promo that kept on saying that two people are going to do the unthinkable. They're going to Q-U-I-T quit. And the problem is, every time we see these promos, we're like, oh, there goes CBS, they're hyping it up again, and they're just making an excuse to watch as if we're not going to watch anyway.
I mean, I actually put it in my prediction column categorically that no one was going to quit, that this was 100% hype.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been reading anything of Bill's on Reality News Online, you know anytime he makes a prediction, it's wrong.
Delicious crow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Kelly and Nyanka, what's Nyanka Swahili for?
Fool!
Yep, they quit Survivor back to back. We're down to the final 7. What the hell was going through their heads? 28 days!
Oxygen was going to its deep space in there.
Oh
Just
my God.
air. Oh my. I mean, the one credit I get is that I did pick Kelly to be the one gone. It was like,
Oh, congratulations.
like-
I guess that's a half pat on the back. Congratulations.
yay, golf claps.
Yes.
The sound of one hand clapping. And the look of it too. Haha, video.
Yeah, get to it. Come on.
I'm dumbfounded. I am just completely and utterly dumbfounded. I mean, Kelly, you can almost get because she was such a non-entity. And there's rumors going about that this was her punishment for quitting, that they just basically made her invisible. But in all honesty, she was just supposed to be a hot blonde with a big rack anherwey. I mean,
Wow.
I'm sorry. That's what she was.
Okay.
That's what she was cast for.
And what was Nyanka supposed to be there for? Oh, wait, never mind. Walking, talking stereotypes. So,
That's a side rant that we'll do in the full podcast.
Exactly.
Because I think you need to go off on this on the way they basically cast black women on this show.
I could, but at the same time...
If I did, it would sound racist, you know?
If you did, you would sound racist, and if I did, my mother would beat me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a stereo... Oh.
And Eric's mother
Gotta
will be
give it
on
a
Survivor
dissent.
22.
Yes, my mom will be on Survivor 22, but she'll be a lot smarter than a lot of these players. Let's talk about some of those smart players. We made a comment in a previous rant that all the smart players are sitting on the jury. Mm-hmm. That includes players like Marty, and for that matter, even Brenda, who you will admit had a certain acumen for the game, even though she might have overplayed and taken too much credit.
I actually gave her massive credit in my Ponderosa recaps, because basically what she did when Kelly and Nyanka arrived was be the one that was nice to them, you know, be the sounding board, let them vent, let them cry on her shoulder.
Sure.
They even had a quote-unquote slumber party in their hotel rooms. Like, that is some astute social gameplay. How the hell did we not see that?
You can't blame her for that, but they're sitting there and they're watching Nyanka quit, and then Kelly quit knowing Nyanka had quit. As Probe said, now that your chances have improved, not even 1 in 9, it's a 1 in 8 chance at $1 million. Still walked away from the game. All I could do was sit there and pray that there was going to be some twist that would toss these people back into the game. Those two out, can we get somebody back in?
I mean, honest to God, I mean, this is what I would have done. I mean, obviously, I'm never quitting. There's no way in hell.
No.
If I ever get to wear an actual buff, you know, for a season that I am on, you have to be like Jonathan Penna with me. You have to drag me out of that game.
It's true.
You know, I got to pull a Russell Swan and nearly die, and even then you have to drag me out of there.
That's
I will
true.
never quit. But
It's got to be a medevac.
Let's say for the sake of argument that somehow I had decided to quit.
Okay.
Probst looks at both Kelly and Nyanka and say, "What do you want me to do with your torches?" And of course, Nyanka's like, "I want you to smuff it," because that's a word.
All I could do is say, burn it, burn it, burn it.
My immediate response would be, I would look over the jury, I see Marty, with his, hands to God like this, Alina crying her eyes out. I mean,
these are people who begged to play this game. Their game's been taken from them.
As soon as I saw that, I would have gone right to Jeff and said, Jeff, since we're a tribal council, we're holding a vote right now. Those are the 3 candidates. Whoever gets the vote gets my torch, and they can go back in the game. Obviously that would never actually happen because that's a weird way to change the rules mid game, and you really don't want to introduce the possibility of the outcast tribe again. But
sure, but this is an unprecedented circumstance. You can understand something crazy happening,
and even then, it's like I think the gesture of alone would have redeemed them in some respect, especially Nyanka. I mean,
Nyanka, who wouldn't forego her nachos and candy, a screening of Gulliver's Travels starring Jack Black that nobody gives a damn about. Sorry, Jack Black.
Apparently, Survivor is Big Brother now, when we just have the movie reward that we have to plug a stupid movie for.
Yeah, you think the CBS producers are in cahoots with each other? I mean, come on.
No.
A little creativity, folks.
Surely you jest.
When did Allison Grodner get in charge of Survivor?
Surely you jest. Rest in peace, Leslie Nielsen. And how many more dead people are we going to make fun of? I don't know.
Let's stop with the dead people.
But
unless they're Nyanka and Kelly, I'd like to kill them.
But it's like, Nyanka not giving up reward was the least of her offenses on this season.
True.
Stealing the food, wrestling Kelly B to the ground, all berating her and Alina, treating people like absolute garbage, and yet somehow expecting to win the game. I mean, people ragged on Russell for smirking as he voted people out. I mean, this makes Russell look like Rupert. I'm sorry. But, and then for her to just up and quit like that, especially the day after she pulls the move to get rid of Brenda, we almost gave her credit.
Let's stay in the moment here for 1 second. You have 2 people who have quit, and the next thing that you hear is you are becoming the next members of the jury. Do you see this look in my eyes, folks? See, now I don't have to talk about the look in my eyes. You can see it. This is fire burning. Fire as if this was the middle of a Hell's Kitchen introduction.
Not fire burning on the dance floor.
Crazy. No.
Because you're not a little shorty.
I am not little shorty. But, oh my god, they should not get jury opportunities. Don't give me crap about, but then a tie could happen. No, you just lost 2. And when there were 9 people, you could have had the 3-3-3 tie. So I don't want that.
It's not a tie thing. It's precedent.
Screw precedent.
They put
Especially if it's George W. Bush.
They put Janu on the jury when she quit back and pull out to
Didn't agree with that either.
But they never anticipated a situation like this happening again with somebody quitting in the jury phase, so they never created a contingency for it. As such, they can't switch everything up mid-game.
They can't.
Every twist that they have in the game is something that they have already established, something that they've written into the show, something that they've planned, and every contestant goes in knowing that's a possibility.
Au contraire. Let's just take a moment here. Go back to that reward challenge. Why all of a sudden did that offer come up for, hey, if anybody's willing to give up the reward, congratulations, you can have a tarp and some food? Was that really planned before Camp Burned Down? And if we date back to Australia, ladies and gentlemen, let's think back to this for a second. You remember when the flood took the entire camp and everything was gone? They had to make a trade. They didn't just get tarp. They didn't get shelter and food. No, it was, you can give up your food in order to get shelter, vice versa. In this case, you were offered both for only one person giving up nachos? Come on. This is... 20 seasons later, it's supposed to be harder.
But that's just, a caveat of a reward, and it's to make camp life easier. That has nothing to do with the actual mechanics of the game. The players can somehow make it seem like it's part of the game, but it's not.
Sure.
Again, it's like, the closest thing we've had to this...
Our set's about to fall apart again.
It is. The closest thing we've had to this is the Purple Rock of Death. Poor Pascal,
There it went.
Yep. This is what happens with $5 at Walmart. But it's like, the Purple Rock of Death, that's the only time, a twist truly just came out of nowhere and killed somebody.
True.
And there's been an immediate backlash to it, and it's now to the point that every season people go in saying, hey, before the Final Four, if there's a tie, it's the Purple Rock of Death. Because there was the precedent of Janu being on the jury, and they did not plan for the contingency, they couldn't say, hey, you two are not in the jury. Now, going forward, Probst has said they're going to change this, and
you think?
And I hope they do. And this is my ambition for this. I don't like the pre-jury evictees going off on an excursion.
Okay.
It's a weird way to basically separate the two phases of the game, and quite frankly, Once you're outside the game, you just want to get to know these people on a personal level. Why should the first person voted out not get a chance to get to know the final three, you know?
Sure.
So, keep everybody in sequester together, and keep them there for the duration of the season. As we see in the Ponderosa videos, the pre-jury people can still go on excursions. They just can't leave the country, you know?
Sure.
So, with that in mind, just say, hey, everybody's sequestered together.
Okay.
When we start the jury phase, the pre-jury won't be on camera for Ponderosa, but they'll still be on location. And then in the case where somebody quits, we backlog one. Someone
Would be
quits,
nice.
they're gone, the previous person out is now back in the jury, and that's something that the players can account for.
As long as we never get that one moment of someone saying, you know what, I'm going to quit the game because I feel really sorry that one of my friends got voted out and they deserve to be in the game more than me. You know it's going to happen if that were to be implemented, but at the same time,
do we
it's
really,
a much better solution than the situation that we're in currently.
and at the same time, do we really care about anybody's actual reasons for quitting? You're quitting, get out of my face and get out of my life.
Thank you.
Stole a spot from someone, especially because I guarantee you that Kelly and Nyanka were recruits. Guarantee you. I was like, tens of thousands of people apply for this show every season, and you recruited two people to be hot blonde girl and crazy black chick, and they both quit on you.
They fit the role, but they didn't finish their contracts. And speaking of contracts, Judge Bill, I need to understand, legally speaking,
Okay.
not what these people have to worry about when they sign that contract, saying that they would be on Survivor and, in essence, be actors on one of Mark Burnett's dramas, game show. It's a competition. Don't forget that. What do you think should become of the stipends, etc., that Nyanka and Kelly are probably still going to keep?
You know what? I don't agree with them keeping all the money.
Clearly.
I also don't agree with them getting nothing, because they did suffer for 28 days, you know?
Hey, you could have quit on day one. If you were going to quit, you might as well.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know,
I'll tell you two people who are probably pissed right now. Jonathan, Wanda, anybody?
Yeah. Hell, Jill and Kelly B. How else would it have been like if my idea works and Jill and Kelly B are now in the jury? Kelly B gets Nyanka's jury spot. Come on. That would have been poetic justice.
Sure.
But because they came out, they participated, they just quit the game when it suited them, fine, They don't get their whole stipend. What I would say is they get half.
Okay.
The other half gets donated to charity.
The Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation, Stand Up to Cancer.
Whichever charity the show is adopting.
The Cast Eric and Bill on every reality show known to man charity.
Well, that charity has been in existence for a long time, and
We've received 2 cents.
Exactly.
2 cents. Send your donations.
Wait, I found 2 quarters. Yes, we're profiting.
52 cents.
Nice.
52 cents. How much is it going to take?
Well, we need to be able to bribe Burnett. We need to be able to basically fly out to LA so we can live at CBS Studios until they cast us or arrest us. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
arresting, I'm good at that.
Yeah. And if we're arrested, we need to be able to post bail. So we're looking at somewhere in the realm of $50,000.
Okay, so when you get $50,000, make sure that you send it to us, and don't forget how you can stay in touch with the Reality Rant.
Screw your 401k, send it to us.
Yes, that's right. Why roll it over into an IRA? There's no point in that. Make sure you keep track of us. The podcast is still on. Make sure you download it on iTunes. That's where we get to violate the box. So make sure that if you want to hear the less than genial phrases out of our mouth, that's where you go. Also, make sure that you contact us via Twitter. Tweet us in the face. How great is that you can actually see us say that now? Tweet us in the face at Reality Rant. And what's that magical email address, should they have messages longer than 140 characters?
I just got this horrible thought where they literally take our faces and Photoshop them and do some horrible, horrible things in the name of tweeting us in the face.
It very well could happen. What's that email address, Bill?
That would be realityrantpodcast@gmail.com. And please, hit us up this time, because this was our gift to you guys. We want to know if you liked it, or if you're going to return it on Boxing Day.
They're probably going to tell us to, put your faces away. You're too ugly to be on camera.
Or make me the unknown comic with that garbage bag on my head.
We can do that next time. In fact, 5 emails, we'll put the bag on his head for the next one. So,
but again, we want to keep doing this, so we want to move into the next step, and apparently we're doing this.
This is me trying to wrap it up and Bill talking too much, but don't forget, keep listening to the Reality Rant. Eric Pierce from Game Show Newsnet, Bill Hammond from Reality News Online, and this Reality Rant is
probably a failed attempt.
A failed attempt? Where do you come up with such things? Oh my God!